Morning. All right. Aron K., tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Look, I'm a child of Holocaust survivors. Grew up in a lot of places.
And how did you wind up in New York City?
It was after the Miami conventions. In 1972, I went to the Yippie conference in Columbus, Ohio, and AJ and I hitchhiked back to New York. We had a couple of characters who gave us rides. One guy was a military cop. Then this junkie picks us up. And we got out just before going into the Holland Tunnel. We jumped out of the car. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that state trooper yells, "Get off the turnpike"?
Yeah, then somebody came by and recognized
Yeah, somebody
one
pulled
of
up,
us.
recognized you.
Recognized me, and we got in the car.
And
That guy was crazy, man.
it was a junkie.
The junkie that picked us up.
He wanted us to let him in the apartment. I said,
No, you know what he was doing? You know, because he was in like an antique car when he picked us up. You know, and guess what? You know, I went over to my friend Lenny's house on 6th Avenue, and he collected antique cars. You know, and I looked in the book, and this guy was running a scam. You know, going saying he wanted to buy an antique car, and then, you know, stealing the car.
I didn't like the guy.
Right, I think all.
He didn't like the guy. These guys were trading fucking scars. Aaron saying, "Oh, I got this scar in one accident," and the junkie saying, "I got this scar in another accident." And I'm going, "What's going on here?" They're fucking comparing scars.
Wow.
What's next?
And then I didn't like the guy. I was hoping we'd get the fuck out of there. We did.
Yeah.
Just before the Holland Tunnel.
He was dangerous. He was one of these Italians from Brooklyn who, you know, the mafia would reject.
Wow.
Did you ever see him again after that?
No.
So
You know,
where
one
did
of
you?
these fuck-ups.
So what part of New York did you live in first? Aron?
Lower East Side.
Where?
First 6 Blinker, then 42 East 3rd Street. There was the pre-number 9, before number 9.
Right.
Then number 9, then 7 2nd Avenue, then Brighton Beach.
How did you become the Pie Man?
Throwing pies at right-wing politicians. I was inspired by Tom Prasad and by Pat Small.
How'd you meet Tom?
I knew of him through the underground press, but I met him in Miami.
How important was the underground press to you?
Very.
What was the underground press?
It was like the LA Free Press, the Berkeley Barb, the Berkeley Tribe, San Francisco Good Times, Takeover, Free for All.
I know both those papers, Free for All and Takeover. I never wrote for Takeover, but I did write for Free for All a number of times.
Takeover is more of a closed scene, I thought.
Yeah, Takeover was really those guys, you know, around Kenny Maid and the Madison folks. How did you wind up in Madison?
Through the Miami scene, I hitchhiked. I stopped in Madison on the way to Columbus. Spent the night. You know, went through the switchboard and spent a night there. And I remember State Street. Walgreens used to be called Renabombs.
I remember Renabombs. You'd have to live there in Madison to know Renabombs.
Yeah.
So, connect it all together, the first pie.
First pie I did was Rennie Davis because he was speaking up for Guru Maharaji. It missed him. It hit the floor. It was a cherry pie.
Why cherry?
It's like de-virginization.
I get it.
And the Gurunoids were were licking pie off the floor. You remember that? At the Anderson Theater, you was there.
Yeah, somebody want to open this here? Yeah.
Dad, careful, the cane.
I spoke to somebody,
Don't let people trip on it.
I spoke to someone who was at the event a
Mm-hmm.
few months ago. Do you know a guy named Jay Craven, AJ?
No.
Craven was the ex-boyfriend of Patty Oldenburg. You remember Patty Oldenburg? Claus Oldenburg's ex-wife.
No, I don't remember.
She's part of the Albion crowd.
What was Albion?
That was the Abby Hoffman, Jerry Rubin Yippie crowd.
How did you wind up in that scene?
I was in the Zippy crowd. I knew the Albion people.
So you didn't know them, okay, you knew them separately.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What is this division, the Zippy Yippie, but you knew everybody in the, what was this all about, this Zippy Yippie thing? What was it really about?
Forsyth.
Forsyth versus Abby.
Yeah, it was Forsyth.
Uh-huh. Were they both narcissistic, or was just one of them narcissistic?
How would you define it? You saw something before.
Narcissistic.
Like me, the center of the world, I'm the great guy, I'm the leader of the revolution.
No, it had to do with steal this book.
Right, so it was just,
I know it was rivalry over a woman. Gabrielle Shank.
What would you say was the main distinguishing difference between the Zippies and the Yippies?
a woman.
That was one of them. No, there was a difference. Because Abby and Jerry came out openly from McGovern.
So did I.
Yes, but the thing is, Abby and Jerry shouldn't have done that because people had done it anyway. Stuck to the issue of the war.
He got too associated. It was a kiss of death.
It played into Nixon's hands.
Socialists tend to be party politics oriented, and anarchists, let's say, aren't that into the party politics stuff.
They're into the party, but
You guys were more on the anarchist side. You're not totally anarchist, but you're more on the, you're not like Kropotkin following anarchists, but
oh please.
more anarchistic than that.
Yeah.
No, we had a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, but still socialist.
Wheelchairs
That was
for Wallace.
that's how I got into the
That was
hippies.
JC
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
did that one because JC pushed one of the wheelchairs. I remember.
Yeah.
We had Che Guevara Appreciation Day.
And we were born to do it.
Yeah.
We went to LBJ Day.
Uh-huh.
No, LBJ Day.
Right. AJ, how did? Where were you when Kennedy was assassinated?
I was at QP's cafeteria in East Lansing, Michigan.
Wow.
You remember what you were eating?
I'm not sure. I might have just get some water and put some lemon in it and just sit there with that.
Was that before? That would
That
be
didn't cost anything.
before you got busted for acid and all that stuff, right? All your trouble.
Yeah, this was sick. Well, I got busted for pot at MSU.
Okay. So, how did it enter your consciousness as something to write a book about?
Good to see you.
What? Who?
Why did you decide to write a book about the Kennedy assassination? When did you?
That was Flamingo Park when they showed the Zapruder film.
Oh, remember, Mark Gallagher brought Rusty Rhodes, who was with the time with Donald Freeman.
Don Free.
Yeah, Don Free, great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember sitting in the park. I did acid that night, and next thing you know, I'm watching it. I'm seeing this. A lot of us are sitting there watching the Zapruder film.
I remember that.
People couldn't believe it because all these people watching movies, you know.
Oh.
Yes.
They couldn't believe seeing that. And it was the first time a lot of people ever saw that film. I knew about it.
What was it about?
It was about Kennedy getting shot.
Wow.
You ever see the film?
Which one?
Kennedy getting shot?
The actual
Yeah.
film reel, of course.
Yes, it's a Zapruder
The
film.
Zapruder film.
Oh,
Come on, wait, yes.
oh, right, of course.
Yeah, Abraham.
I talked to
said-
Gerald Posner yesterday about some other issue,
Oh,
not
yeah.
about this, yeah. I talked to William Pepper about this, and he's, as usual, is very good.
A what?
A moth.
thank
See
you.
it up there?
He was very good,
A moth, right?
as usual. But I didn't talk to Posner about JFK. He did some book about, as usual, he takes like the straight left type of position, right? He's like a straight left guy. Posner, yeah, Gerald Posner. Then he was the one who said that all this about JFK is bullshit and that it was a single man, it was Lee Harvey Oswald, and it's without a doubt. And he also did some stuff like trashing the Rosenbergs and things like that. He like, is it what is it, a debunker, right?
Didn't the Soviets come out and say that the Rosenbergs were guilty?
Oh, you don't want your picture? That's right, it's all dark anyway, I can't see anything, just something. The Rosenbergs were probably guilty in a way, I mean.
Cuba made a stamp about it.
It's all bullshit, I mean, it's really, the whole thing was funny. You think that
Oh, they
Joe.
were guilty.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not, but could Joe McCarthy
I
find it?
went through
They
the
were guilty,
documents
Mhm.
at the FBI reading room.
How about her? You think she was
Yeah.
guilty? She wasn't really guilty.
No, they were both guilty.
She knew
The
what she was doing.
family was guilty. The Rosenbergs
Well,
were guilty.
But Roy
Oh,
Cohn was the prosecutor.
was worse. Come on, Roy Cohn was worse, right?
The Rosenbergs were worse. They gave the atomic secrets to the enemy. Let's face it.
Well, they didn't really give
Well,
real
you know what
usable
it
secrets.
was I was looking at the primitive fucking diagrams of the bomb of the shit that they were spying and turning over to the Russians. You know, and basically it was a
Yeah.
circle with dynamite all around like this.
Right, you could figure they put that up on the
And
internet.
some fusible material in the middle. And that was the exact same one that people in Madison, when they ran some story, how to build your own atomic bomb.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen, oh no, that's even worse.
Margot, did you get your wine?
Oh, yes, thank you
I'm
so much.
telling you.
All right, well, guys, this is.
Their diagrams are almost identical. They were smuggling stuff out to the Russians. You know, they were.
In New York, them's fighting words.
So, you know. No, not anymore.
I don't know, nobody remembers anymore.
No, nothing. You know,
But
Well,
in
except
the
for us
scheme of
here
things, what
remembering,
does that mean
right?
back
People
at
remember
that
'cause we're
time?
remembering.
They were guilty of what? What did it do?
treason.
Yeah, but